Hey man, it's your boy MMA Habits back at it again with another video, giving you my breakdown and predictions for UFC 316 Dvalishvili versus O'Malley 2. Okay, overall this is a mid-tier card. This isn't really anything special. We got fucking women's championship in the co-main event. We got Kelvin Gastelum, Joe Pyfer, Mario Batista, Patchy Mix. Yeah, pretty mid. It kind of drops off, after in the main event. You know what I mean? Like those are the only really high profile fights on this card. After the feature fight, everything else it really kind of drops off. But overall, decent quality. Like throughout the prelims and main card, early prelims. I don't know about all of that, but yeah, let's get into these predictions. Starting off, Merab versus O'Malley 2. Now, obviously, the first fight happened. It wasn't very impressive by Sean O'Malley. I feel like, when you're playing UFC 4 and, like, you're trying to overemphasize something, like you're overthinking a certain combination, a sequence, I'm going to pull my head back like this, and then he's going to come like that. It's kind of what Sean O'Malley was doing in the first fight. He was spamming the 1-2, jab to the head, body shot, like right hand to the body. And it was just very, like he could have been doing more, you know what I mean? He kind of had a fixed mindset. It wasn't really a good game plan from Sean and Tim Welch. I understand that Sean, I feel like he's going to try and, no matter what, he's trying to pick at the gas tank of Merab, hitting him with body shots, because I do feel like those are open with Merab because he is very square. So I feel like Sean will be able to land a lot of body shots. Like if he's able to spam the right hand to the body, jab right hand to the body, I'm sure he's able to spam, spinning back kicks to the body, front kicks to the body. I know he hurt Merab, and I forgot what the 5th round with a body shot, like a front kick to the body. I think I need to see more hooks to the body from Sean. I definitely a lead hook to the body, because that he definitely did not do that the first fight. I don't really see that from Sean's game. So a lot of this shit, when people make predictions, a lot of them base it off either what Sean should do or what the opponent should do versus what they're actually going to do. And I don't think Sean's going to be looking for that left body, to be honest. So I think there's going to be a lot more body kicks. I feel like he's going to kick a lot more. I think what Sean should do is come out like a bat out of hell, because Merab, he usually wins the first round, and Sean, he kind of well, actually, no, Merab doesn't usually win the first round, but I'm saying Sean doesn't usually win the first round. He kind of takes a moment to get in the fight, and with Merab, you can't really give him any space early on, like, because that's when you should be coming at Merab, is when he's early, like it's fresh. He's not in a groove. He's not feeling himself. It's very stark difference versus Merab in the first round versus Merab in the third, fourth. He starts finding a flow state. He starts tossing you around. He starts using his momentum, kind of moving you around the octagon, imposing his will, making you fight to his tune. So, but I know I've been talking a lot about Sean and what Sean can do and what improvements he has. No gooning, no fucking gooning with Schmidt, So no smoking marijuana, kind of dialed in, no social media, and it's crazy that the Western man has to, announce this. Like, do you think there's thousands of things that Merab is doing right now that he doesn't feel the need to, mention in any of like the videos or any interviews or anything like that? So I feel like Sean, he will look better. I feel like he'll look better in the grappling. He'll have a lot more urgency in the grappling, because he realized, it was a close fight, the first fight, but he's probably gonna fight to get up to the feet and win more moments on the feet, and equal it out to where he wins. So, but in terms of Merab, there's not really much you would have to change. I feel like this is kind of like a Dricus du Plessis and Sean Strickland situation, maybe. I think Sean O'Malley would probably have a lot better performance, but I think Merab's just going to be a couple steps ahead the whole time. I think he's just going to be a step ahead in the grappling. I feel like he's going to come out more aggressive. I think he's going to, because he knows what he could potentially do to Sean. He could ragdoll him, control him on the ground a bit. these two come out each other like bats out of hell, it's going to be hard to tell who's going to win throughout, because most people are going to think it's going to, be one-sided early on for one guy. One guy, gradually gets into it. It's probably Merab. The round 3 and 4 is probably going to be for Merab. I think Sean's going to be tactical with his gas tank, and he's going to have a wider variety of shot selection, because that's what Sean's known for. He's got a lot of variety. He can throw the kitchen sink at you, kind of, and it's hard to defend. Like, his defense is his offense in a way, because he kind of, he moves very well. His head movement's all right. Defense is all right, and I feel like if he starts, getting into a float state himself, he's gonna really start like pinging Merab's head, because Merab does like dart in and out, and Sean, like, if you could tell in the first fight, like, okay, Sean could 100% time this guy with like a hard shot. The question is though, if Sean rocks him early on, maybe second round, third round, how is he gonna, is he gonna go bananas going for the finish? I don't know. I think you should go a little bit crazy for the finish, but then find your moments. Like, you just need to recreate that again. You know what I mean? And I not many fighters have been able to rock Merab a second time after like a rocking sequence. So as for the predictions, I'm gonna say, I still think Merab's gonna win. Schmidt, not really gonna make any difference. So I think Merab split decision again, 48-47, 49-46 maybe. It could be more dominant for Merab, but I'm people were obviously in the first fight. I picked Sean the first fight. Now you're like, it's like 65-45 for me at least. I give Sean some praise for, what I mean? I give him quite a chance in this fight. I'm not going to fence it though. I'm going to give you a pick, and I think it's going to be a split decision victory for Merab Dvalishvili. I know that's kind of like a regurgitated pick, but that's what I'm going to go with. Maybe these are one of those fights, when everyone expects one thing, then the other comes. So yeah, that's my main event pick. Merab Dvalishvili, split decision. All right. Next, in the co-main event, Kayla Harrison versus Juliana Pena. A tough cookie championship right here. These are some fucking marauders on the feet. Let me tell you, kid. But these aren't really the most technical fighters. Obviously, Juliana might be more outstandingly less technical, but Kayla Harrison, she's very green on the feet. She's very shit on the feet, I will say. She does fight like a cardio kickboxing mom. She has no real threat on the feet. She kind of has that Bo Nickel archetype with the striking. She's like a female Bo Nickel with even shitter striking. She was throwing body kick and shit. She got decently flexible hips, even though she's a woman, right? But she's a little stiff ass. However, she is going to be a lot better grappler. She's going to be the physical specimen that's going to be tossing Juliana around in the early rounds. But Juliana, she has so much experience, weathering a storm and kind of dogging it out. She did with Amanda Nunes, and I don't even know how she beat Amanda Nunes. Amanda was like in the UFC 4 career mode, like she was getting too confident and she wasn't able to quit and then restart. So yep, she got lucky right there. But even in the who was the previous champion, bro? Stupid ass that nobody cared about. Yeah, well, she beat her, and kind of the same thing. It was a bit boring apparently. I didn't watch that shit because who's gonna watch it? I'm gonna watch this though. I'll watch this because this is quite hyped up. I know people like a couple years ago were talking about this matchup and hyping it up, and now it's here. People are like, oh, well, I don't know. You know what I mean? But some people are picking Juliana because she could just maraud her way to cockroach her way to a decision or a finish maybe, where she kind of puts it on Kayla Harrison too much. And I feel like Kayla Harrison, she's not used to someone like Juliana. Like, yes, Juliana runs throwing punches in a straight line with her eyes closed and head down. Yes, she does do that. However, I don't know how Kayla Harrison reacts to like a barrage of strikes. I don't see her, like being slick, like either standing her ground and then ripping a counter, or stepping back and like ducking a shot and like countering with a step back right hand. That shit's not happening. She's not gonna have some crazy moment on the feet. She might, stun her like early on, because she does have some power. Like Kayla Harrison probably's got some big meaty hook power. Not so much in the kicks, but Juliana, she just kind of, if she let me tell you about Juliana, kid. If she's like a shark, if she smells blood in the water, she's gonna fucking pounce. She's like Dustin Poirier, okay? She'll put it on you when you're drowning. Oh my god. Fuck, bro. I just dropped my coffee all over the floor. God damn it. Anyway, I'm recording a video. I can't stop now. It's just like a little bit of coffee. I'm just gonna finish it off right now. I shouldn't be drinking coffee yet. It's fucking 4:30, bro. I was excited about it. Anyway, yeah, Juliana Pena, she has quite a chance of, smudging her way to a comeback victory against Kayla Harrison, maybe finishing her or just, gassing her out. Juliana, she's got a pretty good gas tank, but Kayla Harrison, man, she's a physical specimen. She will be throwing Juliana Pena around quite a bit, and if she survives, Juliana Pena survives, I think she's gonna tear her up a bit. But then again, Kayla Harrison, she's very green. Juliana Pena has been there, done that. She's been in those dogfights at the championship level. So you're either gonna lean on the experience of Juliana Pena in these moments. I know she's quite the inferior technical fighter, but she'd probably be the better striker in my opinion. Or you're going to be leaning the non-experience of Kayla Harrison, but the physical prowess and, her being quite young, like a lot younger, and just more of a physical presence in there. So I'm going to go. I feel like I'm going to be a retard for picking this, but I'm going to pick it. I don't really care. Is she the underdog? Is she the underdog? Yes, she is. Yep. Kayla Harrison is quite the favorite. I mean, understandably, but I'll go with the underdog here. I'm going to go with Juliana Pena. Split decision. Maybe not unanimous. Not a finish. I don't see a finish. She could just drown the fuck out of Kayla Harrison, but I don't think she's I think Kayla hasn't had those moments yet, but she's going to kind of use her like, oh shit, she dogged it out this fight moment in this fight if she does lose. So I'll go with Juliana Pena, split decision or unanimous decision, okay? Maybe 3-2 if it's unanimous, okay? I'm retarded. That's still a split decision. So, split decision for Juliana Pena, potentially. Or is, because I'm predicting that. Feature fight, Kelvin Gastelum versus Big Salty Joe Pyfer. Let me pick up this fucking ice off the floor, first of all. Jesus Christ. I gotta clean this shit up now after. Got carpet on the floor, so. Very nice. Very nice. I gotta get a fucking towel. There we go. Jesus Christ. Anyway, Kelvin Gastelum versus Big Joe Salty Pyfer. I forgot this fight is happening. This very spiteful man Joe Pyfer is, right? He wasn't happy with the fucking water in Mexico, getting food poisoning, getting his stomach hurting, sitting in the apartment fucking fuming. I bet he was fuming. You just know he's going to say I think he's going to say some shit to Kelvin Gastelum at some point. He's going to call him a fat ass or like bro, you fucked up why are you taking me to Mexico? He's going to say some out-of-pocket shit to Kelvin Gastelum. Maybe not out of pocket because Kelvin did, pull out of the fight, or Joe Pyfer did. So either way, I feel like he's going to say something to Kelvin Gastelum. But as for the fight itself, I feel like, I don't know. I think Joe Pyfer is going to, early on, obviously he's going to be the more physically imposing guy. I don't see Kelvin being slick enough early. Like he's going to be a little bit dry and he's a little bit older. He's not going to be moving around as much. I think Joe Pyfer is going to put a big meaty one on him. I could see Kelvin getting really brutalized early, like maybe not flatline, but he could get dropped like horribly, and Joe Pyfer kind of pounces on him a bit. But as the fight goes on, it's going to favor Kelvin more and more. And from that point, either Joe's going to have to, come with a finish, like a rally for a finish and hope he doesn't gas out, or just kind of pace himself from there and land the heavier, bigger shots. Because Kelvin will come if you are fading a bit, and he's going to put some pressure on you. You could potentially win those later rounds, but I don't know. I could really, I'm seeing this brutal KO from Joe Pyfer. I'm seeing, the biggest, meatiest right, chopping right hand. Or not a chopping right hand, because Joe Pyfer doesn't do that with his right hand. I'm going to just see a big, straight right hand just fucking putting him down as, Kelvin's coming in or something like that. As Kelvin starts feeling himself a bit more, or I don't know. I do see Pyfer really pressuring him early on, and then Kelvin's he's gonna be scrambling on the feet and shit. He's gonna be like a cat chasing a mouse. Kelvin's really gonna be trying to get away, and if he does survive that, his chances obviously goes up. His odds of winning are gonna go up. So yeah, I think Joe Pyfer is gonna win though. If he does win, it's gonna be a finish. He could be the first to really TKO Kelvin Gastelum. He's very durable. Joe Pyfer, he does have this power, but he wasn't, putting down Hermanson with some of those shots. So if it gets later and later and later, I think we could see a moment where, Joe Pyfer actually wins by unanimous decision. He kind of proves that he's able to go the distance, and then pick his moments after kind of gassing himself out after going crazy in the first round. So you could have one of those moments. But if that happens, I just see Kelvin finding a way a little bit more. He's gonna be landing a little bit more. Maybe whether if it's enough or not, I don't know. But I forgot. You gotta bring the grappling into the equation. If it gets a little shaky as the fight goes on, I feel like Joe Pyfer is going to pull out his grappling in his back pocket. So now I have more of a decisive pick. I'm going to go with Joe Pyfer, either first round TKO or KO, fucking brutal KO, first round KO, or as the fight goes on, split decision, unanimous decision for Joe Pyfer, because I see him, he's going to mix in some takedowns a bit if he gets a little hairy on the feet or he starts getting a little tired. He will be able to take down Kelvin Gastelum. Kelvin Gastelum is a big tubby motherfucker, and Joe Pyfer is just going to muscle him. He's, big, strong middleweight, so he will be able to smudge him down and hold him and be, stall out the fight a bit. So I do see that happening with Joe Pyfer. I think he's humbled himself a bit more to do that to himself. So I'm going to go with Joe Pyfer. I know I've been saying unanimous decision or split decision. I haven't been calling any finishes, so I think Joe Pyfer is going to finish him. We'll say first round, but I think Joe Pyfer is going to finish him either way at some point. Again, as it gets later and later in the fight, Joe Pyfer's odds go down for a KO. So Joe Pyfer first round KO. That's my pick. Moving on. The criminal of the sport versus Patchy. Oh, I don't want to see that. Nobody wants to see that shit. Jesus. Mario Batista versus Patchy Mix, Bellator champion. I know, listen, I've watched a couple highlights of Patchy Mix. Oh, knee KO in Bellator. Whoa. Once in a fucking blue moon. You know what I mean? So, I'm not really impressed by Patchy Mix. He is quite a one-dimensional fighter. He does have a KO with the knee, yes, but he's kind of a bit slow, sloppy on the feet. Mario Batista's kind of fast. He's got good cardio. He's big for 135, and I know people shit on him for the Jose Aldo fight, but I'm just going to say it how it is. I thought he won that fight either way. I thought he won that fight. My opinion is, if you're getting held against the fence, yes, this is a criminal thing, and if, the other fighter had some more moments than Jose Aldo did, yes, he won that fight because it's obviously higher ranked on the scoring criteria. Obviously, holding someone on the fence is bottom of the barrel. However, you are still winning from that position. You are still getting held against the fence. You are not winning that position unless you're really kneeing him in the body or you're tearing him up with strikes. Then yes, you are winning that position. But the guy is holding you against the fence. So Mario Batista, I did think he won that Jose Aldo fight close. Again, he didn't have any effective striking against Jose Aldo. Maybe moments, but not really. So, but for Patchy Mix, I'm not very impressed by him. His jiu-jitsu is good, but I don't see that. Like, he could take Mario Batista's back. I just don't. Like, don't get me wrong, Patchy could have a moment, like, early on, but it's just these Bellator guys. They kind of very, very, like, timid and, like, you know, they're not going for much. They're kind of NPC fighters. Like, they're kind of got a scripted system, or like they're not very entertaining is what I'm trying to say. I know Patchy Mix has got some finishes. He's got some good grappling. I could see him, tangling with Mario Batista. But then again, I think Mario Batista is going to be faster on the feet. He's going to be stronger than him. He could, hold even Patchy Mix against the fence, but I don't know if he's going to be able to do that, to be honest, because Patchy is a good grappler and he could reverse it. He could tangle him up in something. But on the feet, I think Mario Batista is going to be, kind of leagues ahead a bit, and he's going to punish him. I don't see him rocking him. I hope Patchy Mix wins, because I don't want, obviously, Mario Batista to win. But I'll go with Mario Batista, unanimous decision. I feel like he's going to steal all 3 rounds. Patchy Mix is going to have a moment or two. Just not going to be enough to earn even a split decision, or lose by a split decision. So he's going to lose by unanimous decision. I feel like 3-0, 29-27, 30-27, excuse me. 29-27 maybe, something like that. So yeah, Mario Batista, criminal of the sport, is winning his next fight this weekend. So nothing's really changed, I guess. Anyway, moving on. The welterweight division, Kevin Holland versus Vicente Luque. Now, Kevin Holland, is active. Something wrong with Kevin Holland, man. He used to be everyone's favorite. Everyone was talking about Kevin Holland. He was, kind of Instagram famous, like social media famous, but no, not anymore. He's kind of just given up. He's accepted his position, and he gets, paid a lot because Dana likes him. But now I don't know how Dana feels about Kevin Holland. He might be getting him out of there soon, because he really does not, apply any value other than he just takes a bunch of money. That's it. And, judging by his ranking and what he actually provides to the UFC at this point, their investment has not turned out well. So Kevin Holland is not a good investment. But as for this fight, Vicente Luque, again, he's older. He will wilt as the fight gets a little tougher. He is decent on the feet. He is big and strong. He can take down Kevin Holland and smudge him into the ground, maybe like bully him into a submission. So as it gets to the ground, I trust Vicente Luque more on the ground to, really like put some work on Kevin Holland and then submit him potentially. But on the feet, I just think that I think Kevin Holland is going to be stinging him a bit, and I don't see Vicente getting dropped. Maybe there could be, Kevin Holland's finally, he's going to win a fight once in a, I mean, he did win against, what's the fucking stupid McGregor's training partner, Gunnar Nelson. He fucking beat him. Not very impressive whatsoever. Kevin is very dangerous, but again, Vicente Luque, he's gonna be a little bit like a step behind on the feet. Don't get me wrong, he could, hit Kevin with some good shit, but I feel like they're gonna tangle on the ground at some point. Vicente's gonna realize at some point that he's gonna have to take down Kevin Holland potentially and bully him into a submission. But I don't know. Let's see the odds on this fight. I don't want to base my prediction on these odds, but yeah, so Kevin Holland's the favorite. I mean, it makes sense. Vicente is coming off a win against Themba Gorimbo, but I think Vicente might submit him like second round submission, first round submission. Kevin Holland really is a fish out of water on the ground. Like, he does not get up on the feet. Every time I watch him fight, he's stinging up people. Don't get me wrong, like, Kevin is probably going to be stinging up Vicente Luque. He could KO him, but I just don't, like, as soon as he gets to the ground, he's just going to be losing no matter what. Vicente's a big guy, and he's got some power, and he could darce him up and, like, really, like, he could submit him, put him in a, muscle him around into a choke. So I'll go with Vicente Luque, probably second round submission. Okay, I don't bet on like what is it, like, parlay, let's say like 20 strikes or less. I bet money line, so it's really hard for me to say second round submission. But that's how a man predicts, right? He calls any possible scenario, so he's not just gonna be like, oh, he wins. Second round submission for Vicente Luque. So that's my pick. Moving on to the prelims, Bruno Silva versus Joshua Van. It's a good fight. Joshua Van, he's moving up the world. My king is moving up in the world. He's making money moves right now. Good record. Actually, no. Kind of a shit record a bit. But 14-2 for Mr. Joshua Van. I don't know what his previous loss was. I know he did lose to Johnson. Fucking, what's his stupid ass face? He that knocked out Joshua Van. People forget, but I don't want to remember that ever. I don't want to remember the uppercut that he landed on Joshua Van. He got dropped. So Joshua Van, he does train very hard. He's very active. He loves to fight. And however, for Bruno Silva, he is dangerous for Joshua Van. It could be a vintage performance where, like, Joshua Van, he's putting high volume on this guy, but he's gonna get hit there, here and there, and like it's gonna look a little risky on the feet. He could get like wobbled a bit, but I don't know. I think it's gonna be a vintage Joshua Van performance. It's gonna be against a better guy. I know this is Bruno Silva, and he shouldn't really be ranked, but I was watching that Manel Cap fight. Rewatching that fight, it really was like Bruno was kind of in there. He was landing hooks. He will be landing shit against Joshua Van. Question is, I don't think Joshua Van's, he could get dropped. He really could get dropped and like maybe finish. I don't think he would get finished by Bruno Silva. I think he would be able to scramble and find a way. Bruno will be potentially shooting takedowns on him, but Joshua Van, he has very good takedown defense. Yeah, I see that. I feel like Joshua Van, he's gonna pressure him. It's gonna be a split decision. But again, I hope that Joshua Van will be able to get the finish because he doesn't really have a lot of power. But I don't see a finish in this fight. Maybe Bruno Silva is kind of tough. He really is tough. So maybe I could see quite a beating though from Joshua Van. I could just see a unanimous decision for Joshua Van. Maybe Bruno Silva steals around, but maybe Joshua Van 10-8s him in the third round, So, yeah, I'll go 30-28, 30-27 win for Joshua Van. I'm really not calling a lot of finishes this card, but I don't see a finish from Joshua Van. That's going to be a finish. That fucking Mario Batista, that's not going to be a finish. Kelvin Gastelum, that's going to be a finish. I really do think that might be a finish. First round KO for Mr. Joe Pyfer. And yeah, but I had Joshua Van split decision win. He could win unanimously, but Bruno Silva is going to be in there. He's going to be testing Joshua Van. So that's my pick, Joshua Van split decision. Moving on. Brenson Ribeiro versus fucking Azamat Murzakanov. Azamat, everybody know, brother, best physique for all combat sport, brother. This is a physical specimen you're looking at. He's an absolute monster. He's built like a brick shithouse, this kid. But in all seriousness, Jesus, do I have Tourette's syndrome? Oh my God. In all seriousness, Azamat Murzakanov, he has crazy speed and like agility, footwork, dexterity for someone that looks like that, Very good kickboxer. He's got good hands. He's got big, meaty hooks. He's very technical, though. And he's got good kicks. He's got very flexible hips, a lot of dexterity. He can get those legs up there. And he's quick. He's powerful. You know what I mean? He's very, very deceiving. It looks like kind of like an old man. Looks like a McDonald's guy. But you can see, like, he's dense. He's dense as fuck, as Lucas Tracy would say. But as for Brenson Ribeiro, he is like, a physical specimen, but I feel like with a lot of these physical specimen fighters, they kind of overcompensate in ways. They over-exaggerate movement. They're a bit jittery, but they're fast twitch, you know what I mean? He could land a couple shits on fucking Azamat Murzakanov, but then again, I think Azamat's going to like weather the storm a bit or just take his time, and then he'll eventually find a shot. Maybe some crazy kick or kick in bunches, or like just like a kick into a punch. I don't know why I see that. I don't see a kick knockout. I just see a like flurry of kicks, and then Azamat like puts him down with a punch, or maybe the opposite. I feel like, he is economical with his punch. Like, he does have good boxing. He does favor his boxing at times. Then just out of nowhere, maybe Azamat fucking flatlines this fucking guy with a head kick or something like that, body kick. Really sorry. I see Azamat kicking this guy quite a bit. I don't know why I feel that way. I don't really know much about Brenson Ribera, but I just know he's not better than Azamat. So, yep, I'm going with Azamat Mirzakhanov. I don't know about finish. Maybe. I think he might finish him in like the third round, something like that. I do see Azamat putting quite a beating on him. He's going to be a lot faster. He's going to have more moments. And it's just going to be kind of a showcasing. So I'm going to go with Azamat Mirzakhanov. I'm going to look like an idiot when he loses, or if he loses because he's an old man. And be like, oh, how could you fucking pick this guy? Like, Randy Brown did fucking sting this Azamat Mirzakhanov motherfucker. Put him down, but Brenson's got a similar build, but I just don't. He's not as slick as like Randy Brown. So a little bit of a loser. I'm gonna go with Azamat Mirzakhanov. Third round finish. Moving on. Fucking Sergey Spivak. He's a great fighter. Love to fight the chap. And then Waldo Cortez Acosta. Now, Waldo Cortez Acosta, he's a bit of NPC. He did kind of burst on the scene. He's been winning a little bit more. He's broken out of the Cairo chamber. He's a little fast for the heavyweight division. He's got the Cubano. I think he's Cuban, right? Oh, he's from the DR. Fuck. But, yeah, he's athletic. He's quick. He's not really a big heavyweight. I just spilt the shit again. What the fuck, bro? Now my hand smells like coffee. As soon as I'm done recording this shit, bro, I'm washing my hands. But Sergey Spivak, I don't know if this is Waldo's ceiling. I don't know if he's going to beat Spivak. He could. He very well could. I don't see him being able to be slick enough on the feet to outdo Spivak. Spivak could just smudge him into the fence and then just drag him down and then submit him potentially. But I don't, Waldo, if he gets put on his back, he is going to be kind of like a fish out of water. He's not really going to be that effective. Obviously, it's going to be hard to get up as a heavyweight. So, Sergey Spivak, I think he's going to finish him. I think he's going to submit him. He's going to drag him down at some point. Maybe Waldo's going to be tuning him up early on. I do see that. I do see Waldo being like, oh, shit, he really is putting on Sergey Spivak, because who's the favorite? Spivak, right? Let's see. I think oh, my God. They need to fix this stupid-ass website, bro. The shit keeps, like, glitching out. No odds on it yet, but the odds are probably out, but I feel like Sergey would be the favorite, and I'm going to go with him. So I'm going to go with Sergey Spivak. I could see first round finish for Sergey Spivak. Second, maybe early second round submission. Not a knockout for Sergey Spivak. That is not happening. He's going to submit him. He is going to submit him. Waldo's going to go crazy a bit in the first. He might steal the first off of him. And then Spivak rallies and then submits him in the second round. So that's my prediction. First fight for the prelims. I know I'm not going in chronological order. Andreas Gustafsson got rebooked, and he's going against Chaos Williams. Now, Andreas Gustafsson, he was supposed to fight, the previous event, UFC Vegas, fucking Aaron Blanchfield, but his opponent pulled out, I'm pretty sure. I forgot who he was supposed to fight, but it sucks for him. But at least he's got a better fight now, and he's on a pay-per-view card. So there you go. He wasn't on the shittiest card of all fucking time. Or, excuse me, shittiest fight night event. That's quite a low standard right there, or Apex main event. But Chaos Williams, I do feel like Chaos Williams could put this motherfucker out. Andreas Gustafsson, he is kind of a warrior, and he has that bloody, everyone's seen that bloody fight he had on the regional scene, kind of throwing like rock'em sock'em robots. He's former neo-Nazi apparently. He does look quite interesting, but yeah, no odds for this fight. Yeah, no odds for this fight. If I'm honest, bro, I don't know who's gonna fucking win, so I'm gonna go with Chaos Williams. Chaos Williams, I know who Chaos Williams is, so I think he's gonna put him out. I think he's gonna put out Andreas Gustafsson. I know Andreas. It's cool to pick the guy that isn't he's debuting in the UFC and whatnot. But I think Chaos Williams is established enough. He's gonna put a big meaty one on Andreas Gustafsson and show him what's up. I think Andreas Gustafsson is gonna do well. So I think first round KO. I do see a first round KO from one of these guys. It's not gonna be a boring ass fight for sure. So first round KO, Chaos Williams or Andreas Gustafsson. I feel like Andreas Gustafsson might rally a bit. If he wins, it would be second round. So moving on, early prelims. How many more fights, bro? Fuck, I don't even want to break down these early prelims. But you know what? Actually, I'm not, because I'm going to be an honest man. I don't know what my predictions would be for any of these fights. All I know is Quillen Salkoon is going to beat Yana Ashmuz. Fucking, you know. I think Wang Kong, Andreina De Silva. I don't know if she's a good grappler, potentially. Jeka, Sergey, Yosong Yo. I think Yosong Yo is going to win, to be honest. He's going to put it on him, kid. I don't know what the odds are for this. Yep. Well, I know he's a fucking favorite, but I know Quillen Salkoon. He fucking KO'd Anshu Jubilee not too long ago, so he's going for an interesting archetype of fighters right now. He's kind of mixing and matching the cultures. He might be the first UFC fighter to knock a person out from every culture. We'll see. But that's the video for you guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. What you guys think of my prediction? Should I do early prelims on certain cards, or should I just, remain true to myself and not pick a fight if I don't believe in it? Let me know what you guys think. Also, again, if you guys look at my shorts on this account, or YouTube shorts on this account, I do upload, fitness and MMA content, like obviously like this, but like instructionals, technical advice. I do have a Discord server at GMoneyCombat. That is the Discord. You can follow me on Instagram at GMoneyCombat, GMoney_combat. That's on TikTok. That's on Instagram. You can DM me there. I can give you the Discord link. Go ahead, check it out. And yeah, you on the Instagram you'll be able to see like some of the tutorials and whatnot. But on the Discord server you'll have access to better strength and conditioning protocols, general chats, and just overall protocols as it pertains to MMA combat sports training. So again, thank you guys for watching the video. Appreciate you guys, and I'll be uploading more consistently. More ideas coming out right now, but for now, this prediction video, that's what we got. And yeah, you guys have a good rest of your Tuesday night, and goodbye.